What did you just say?
Let's do
I wanted to hear that. I don't know if I got that on there before.
it.
This this is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And folks, here we are on February the 8th, 2023. And you know what, folks? It's not always the case when guests are ahead of me. In fact, most guests don't know where I am. I'm 4 hours ahead of Los Angeles. I'm an hour ahead of New York. But it's not all the time. I get people that are 4 hours ahead of me. My guest is 4 hours ahead. Yes, she's heading into her evening while I'm still in my afternoon. But we got something in common. We both work at hospitals, which is kind of cool. And she is looking super lovely today, and it's her second appearance here on Python's Paradise. Folks, we give you one of the stars of Christmas Sleigh. Here is Laura Ellen Wilson. How do you do, Laura?
I'm great. Thank you for that introduction. That was wonderful.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm on my temporary laptop here until I get my old one fixed. I had this
Hmm.
problem with something. You know how your computer laptop just automatically updates?
Yeah.
Mine had something called BitLocker appear on it and decided to keep me from accessing my laptop. And I'm like, look, I paid for this machine. Leave me alone?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just frustrating.
Yep. So my brother, my AK, my manager is working on that. And so I've been able to still carry on. He said, hey, you can use your old green laptop because he still had it there. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. No problem. Anyway, yeah, perfect. And I think I had you on last year in February as well. So when I saw your name pop up on my calendar, I was like, you know what? I need to have an update because I knew you had a cameo thing come up, and I don't know where I saw that, whether it was on Facebook or whatnot. But I thought I'll send you out a cameo in conjunction with this. So and I
Yeah.
know, unlike some of the people in 13 Fanboy, I'm so happy that you're down for the Doubtfire Pie in the Face challenge.
Oh, do you know, when I saw the cameo come in last night, I was about to go to bed and I thought I'll just check my emails one last time. I had a look and I saw, oh, you've been requested for cameo. Great. Who is it? Awesome. It's Greg. So I was like, just check in. All I saw was pie in the face, Mrs. Doubtfire, and I was like, accept. It was amazing.
Yeah, accept. Oh, you have to accept it, huh?
Yeah.
I love it when I throw, you're spending money on Cameo and you ask somebody to do that challenge and they decline it. And I'm like,
Oh,
and what gets me is they're all in favor of getting on there and talking about it. And it sounds so bloody, empty, and phony. It says something about the person that actually does it. you know, Sandy Johnson, Nancy McLaughlin, Lisa Langlois, even Laura Marie Taylor from Friday the 13th Part
oh,
2 did it, and when she saw me at Frightmare in the Falls, she was like, I remember you know. But it says something about them. And I have a few people in the wrestling community do it. Teal Piper, James Ellsworth, Tori,
nice.
you know. So it's amazing to me that people in 13 Fanboy, Ron Sloan did it, and so did Lar Park Lincoln and some of the behind the scenes people. But there was some people in there that, particularly one who said she'd do it, and then I think somebody got to her and decided to sabotage it. And why they
Oh,
want to sabotage something about suicide and depression, I don't know. But it's almost in society that you're only allowed to have one thing succeed. The Ice Bucket Challenge succeeded despite nobody even knowing what ALS was.
yeah,
It's funny
yeah.
because I interviewed Jessica Harper from Suspiria. She
Hmm.
had a disease called PXE. I knew nothing about it. Nothing.
Okay.
Even some of the doctors I know around here knew nothing about it. But I
Wow.
went on the webpage for it. I made a donation. Why? Because it
Oh,
was something to help her, and it got me the interview with her.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
got her to come on here and tell us what it was all about, what PXE was all about, and the
Yeah.
webpage PXE International. It's kind of my way because I come from a Christian household,
Mm,
and I'm not one of these people that likes putting in the collection plate. I figure if you want to do the Lord's work, find a reputable charity and do it that way. That way, you're doing God's work, and it's helping other people.
yeah.
So, um, my dad passed with ALS last year, and
Mm,
with the exception of a few people, I know Laura Park Lincoln was very lovely to me in a nice private message. I didn't get a lot of love or response from 13 Fanboy, and I think Debbie Sue Voorhees and Judy Aronson are two of the culprits right now,
mm,
and I'm never going to get it, but they both owe me a big apology. You know,
yeah.
yeah, especially given Ted White putting me in touch with her before he passed away.
Yeah.
But we're
I'm
not
not
here.
sure if it's something to do with the algorithms though, because I know a lot of algorithms have been going out like for a really long time. Like I can post about a movie and I literally check the algorithms and I'll have like less than 10 hits in like 8 hours. And then I can just
Mhm.
post a picture of my dog with no caption and I'll have like 2,000 hits in the space of an hour. The algorithms are so strange. So strange.
Yeah, but no, I have no problem sending a cameo out to somebody. Like like Christy Swanson was just as bad. She was doing a cameo thing where she was raising money for something to do with her daughter. And I threw the Doubtfire Face challenge out to her because I was like, okay, two charities, her daughter, Doubtfire Pie in the Face challenge. She
Yeah.
responded, so she got her money, but she didn't do the challenge. And she
Oh
gave me this
no.
absolute bullshit of, oh, it sounds like a great cause. Good luck with that. And I'm like, fuck you.
Oh no.
Thanks for taking my money. I'm glad your daughter got help, but thank you. Fuck you too. Like these
Oh,
are
that's
people
really
I'm not
disappointing.
gonna, yeah. Like, does Christy Swanson think I'm gonna go meet her at a con and give her money for her autograph and pictures? No, no. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, it involves a mission. Yeah. So I thank you for wanting to brave this and do this. It tells me something about you that I can't count on some of these people that are supposed to be bigger stars. Bigger
Oh
star.
no, I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, folks out there, bigger stars does not necessarily mean bigger hearts. I can tell you that right now. There are a few,
Oh.
yeah, there are a few good ones out there. But I was delighted to have you on here last year, and at the time you were getting involved in, I think, Halloween Evil Lives, and I kind of hope that went to the
Yes.
ley line. You got warned about a few things with that, didn't you?
I think I ducked out of that pretty early on. I haven't actually had any contact with anybody who was in it. I believe it got shot, um, and it's been released, I think. Um, but yeah, I ducked out pretty early on because I did hear a few things. Um, I'm not into drama. I don't want to be involved in
No.
any drama when it comes to films. I know indie film is notorious, especially indie horror, for drama. There's been quite a lot the past couple of years, and
Well, of course you don't want into drama. You want into horror.
but exactly, exactly. So yeah, I ducked out because of that, and yeah.
I've got to know. I haven't. I don't know if I asked you this last year or not, but is Christmas Sleigh on Blu-ray?
It is. I believe it's available, but I'm not sure if it's available like in shops or online. I will have to speak to the director about that. I know
Yeah.
it's available to buy online, but not the physical copy. So I will check back on that for you if you like.
I'm a very physical copy kind of person. In fact, I'm starting to get movies
Okay.
in 4K right now, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten a few 4Ks sent to me. Um, like Lynn Lowry's been on the show, from Shivers and the
Yeah.
Crazies, and she was doing some deals where she was doing signings of pictures and Blu-rays, and I got a 4K of Cat People from her, and
Oh, nice.
I started looking into these, and at the mall they had a 4K section. As I look here, and they had some really nice titles there that I grabbed. Like I had to grab Dress to Kill when I saw that. I was like, yes,
Oh,
yeah, I love that movie, and I grabbed a bunch of others, and I'm like, nice. But I like to
sweet.
support the people that I interview. And I think the title that really appeals to me most that you did was Christmas Sleigh, because I love Christmas horror, like Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Bad Santa. Well, okay, Bad Santa's a half horror.
Oh, I love Bad Santa. It's
I
great.
love Bad Santa. I do too. I love Bad Santa. But yeah, Christmas Sleigh. They need to do some physical media on that. I should get more people on the show from that movie too. Give it a little more recognition on here.
Yeah.
Excuse
It
me.
came
Yeah.
out a while ago. It came out a really long while ago. It was one of my first movies, actually. Let
Oh,
me just have a look through the math.
2015. Yeah.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 years ago.
Wow. That was the year I
Yeah.
started doing this podcast.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. But
Nice.
that one appeals to me a lot. And you've done a
I,
lot of horror films. Now, what are your proudest projects? We'll get into your new ones here in a moment, but
oh,
what are the ones that you're most proud of?
do you know, I've never been asked that.
Oh, a new
Do you know
question.
what? I think, yeah, it is actually. I think it's really important to feel proud of everything that I've been in. Um, I'm a really positive person. I like to look back on things with really fond memories. I don't like to consider um, the negatives or dwell on any negatives. I don't like to have regrets. So, in the sense of my proudest project, I think I'd probably go with Monster, which was my first leading role in a movie. However, the two movies before that, Christmas Sleigh being one of them, the other one, The Singing Bird Will Come. Um, I am proud of those because they're my first movies, and I was kind of thrown in at the deep end with both of them. Christmas Sleigh was shot in Bulgaria for two
Uh-huh.
weeks, and I'd never shot out of England before. I'd lived and worked abroad loads of times, so in that respect, I wasn't that concerned, but it was a little bit scary. My first proper set abroad with a professional company. But no, I'd say in terms of my proudest project, for me personally, would be Monster, with it being my first lead. So yeah.
Okay, nice. Boy, that does look good. I'm looking at some pictures. Most of them are publicity pictures. We
Mm-hmm.
have, okay. Well, we got a picture of Danielle Harold and Rod Glenn. She's tied to a chair and he's got a knife at her.
That's right.
I'm under the impression that's one of the new classes in the university, right?
That's right. Yeah, biology class.
I'm hoping you get to survive these movies. I want I see you there with your black leather jacket and these pictures. I'm like, you look tough. You got to survive.
Well, I think we should probably have a bit of a drinking game. Take one shot for each movie that Laura dies in. I think you'll probably get pretty drunk.
Oh,
There are a couple. There are a couple that I do survive in, but I'm not going to give that away because the ending, you know.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's and Vengeance, of course. I'm familiar with Vengeance, of course. I've done some
Yes.
interviews from that.
Mhm.
Yep. Going on here, I'm seeing who. Well, Tom McLaughlin, of course, has been on the show, but he was on the show twice before this even came out. So,
Oh,
uh,
nice.
yep, I've had Tom McLaughlin. In fact, Nancy McLaughlin, I'm very, very good friends with. In fact,
Oh,
she called me the other night, and she just, oh yeah, that's the one that had Steve Dash in it. His last movie.
yeah.
I remember watching this. It's been a while. Okay, tell me about your part in this movie.
In Vengeance.
Yeah.
It was quite a small role.
Uh-huh.
However, I believe it was probably one of the most memorable in the film, um, due to my death scene, which
Oh,
I
come on,
think
don't say
everybody
that.
probably knows. Everybody, I know I said I wasn't going to give it away, but I think everybody knows in a Friday the 13th, not many people survive. But the
Or
scene leading up to my death was memorable, for lack of clothes and skinny dipping. Uh, but no,
well,
the
yeah, but you already are thin. Why do you have to be skinny dipping?
look, you my headphones fall off.
I'm trying to be fun with you, yes.
Oh, that's
Were
funny.
you nervous about
Um,
skinny dipping in that film?
I was kind of excited about it actually. The guys are really good about it. They made sure we had a closed set, even though it was out in an open lake. I was in the scene with my boyfriend at the time on screen, Calvin. He was
Uh-huh.
also skinny dipping, so we were kind of bouncing off each other and saying, "Oh my god, what happens if this happens? What happens if I fall over and like I moon the camera or something?" We were just laughing about everything. So it was nice to have somebody else there who was in that same position. But no, I wasn't nervous. I was really excited to do it actually. It's quite what's the word? Invigorating.
You know what? Here's a story I've heard. I've interviewed Russell Todd from Friday the 13th, Part 2. And he
Okay.
was the guy that was hung upside down in that snare. And I was talking to him about the fact that Kirsten Baker, excuse me, was the first time I ever seen a woman naked, is when I saw
Okay.
that movie. And I heard that that was not only not a closed set, but she was totally down for it.
That's
So
funny.
I said he said that he'd love to hear that she was my first nude female I ever saw, and I was like, well, we'll cook that interview up. I'll have that conversation, but
Oh.
nonetheless, yeah, I had to know to see. I don't know if I can appear nude on film. I'm not an actor. Nobody wants to see nude. My cat runs out of the room.
Oh no.
My cat's like, nope, count me out.
Not today.
Litter box time. Well, I'm in there and gonna throw up.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad you had a positive vibe with it. Some people have issues with it, but I'm glad that you got through it. And I saw that movie a couple times, but it's been a while. Actually, I forgot that you
Mm.
were in it. So there you go.
Oh,
But
I know. I was quite a small role, so yeah,
I remember Jason Brooks in it, and I remember Steve Dash. Now that I look at it, oh yes, it was that movie, Steve Dash.
yeah,
And I remember Tom McLaughlin. So playing the gravedigger. So
yeah,
when they had Liza Voorhees in it. But a lot of that, was kind of been over my head, and I don't get on here and check a lot of these out. So
yeah.
I did check that one out. Sorry, Steve Dash no longer with us. I never did get the chance to have him on the show. I did get Ted
Oh,
White on a couple of times, who was Jason in Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and he was my
sweet.
favorite. He was my favorite Jason, and boy, did he have some stories. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, I can imagine.
Well, he was a stunt guy. When you look at the guys he's doubled for, like who've been passed before I was born, and I'm gonna be 51 this July. So there you go. But you got another one here, Coven of Evil. That looks like a drama. Is that a drama?
Do you know, it's actually a bit of a romance, gritty romance.
That's a
No,
gritty.
now that
It looks
that
very
one's fun.
romantic, judging from the picture. That poster's very romantic.
Yeah, that was probably the longest shoot I've ever had for a movie. Up until now anyway. We probably shot it over 2 years. Um, it was very, very indie. The locations kept changing. We can't even blame the pandemic on it because it was way before that. um, there was quite a large cast, so I think trying to get everybody together at the same time was just really difficult. Um, all of the main cast members are all professional actors as well, so they were always working, and yeah, but that was a fun shoot.
Well, you've got pictures on here from it. Looks like you're in kind of an eyes wide shut kind of location.
Yeah, that's that location actually. It was a barn uh, at the back of somebody's property. Um, and unfortunately, the main scenes we shot on bonfire night
Yeah.
overnight. So we had fireworks in the background and everything. So it took all night, especially with the sound. It was pretty terrible. But we managed to make it work and it looks really, really cool on the film.
Okay. Nice. I'm getting myself stoked up here for some of your horror films there. I love horror films. You have Next Door.
Yeah, that was fun.
Now, judging from the poster for it, is that a horror movie or a comedy?
Do you know it's horror comedy, but it's very we've got a lot of dark comedy in there, and it's an anthology, so there's lots of different stories, um, sort of outside a main storyline. It's basically about this house and the people who move into it over, several years and the things that happen and take place in that house. Um, so we've got plenty of bondage, we've got death, we've got weird fetishes, and it's I had so much fun filming that. That was from the same director as Monster, so it was great to be called back and work with him again.
Do I dare ask what fetishist stuff that you did in that film?
Well, I mean, we've got sex dolls, I mean, whips, gags, uh, maid outfits, yeah, food fetishes and everything like that. So yeah.
So what one were you involved with?
So I was actually in three of the little anthology stories.
Uh-huh.
Um, one of them I am dressed quite scantily. I am a maid. That's probably my favorite shoot to date because it was so much fun. I've never played sexy on camera as such before. I've always played
Neither have
like
I. Nobody wants to see that.
and it was kind of that environment. Like I feel really comfortable with Matt. I've worked with him so many times, and the crew I all knew as well. I knew them all. And I just thought to myself, like, if I do this by heart. It's going to look terrible, so I just really need to go all out on this, and I did, and it honestly, it looks fantastic. But I'm gutted though because it really can't go in my show reel because it's just looking at the camera like licking my lips. And, oh man, it's so much fun. You need to see it if you haven't seen it. It's hilarious.
I'm going to have to check that out. I need to see if any of these are online. Like I said, I'm a physical media kind of person, but
Yeah, I'm
um,
sure you can get next door. If not, I can work it out for you. Yeah.
yeah. So are you one of the ones that, as you quoted, the sex dolls, whips, and gags? Is that one of yours in the
Unfortunately,
movie?
I'm not in none of those ones.
You're just a maid, so you're there to clean up.
I'm a sexy maid. I'm actually an editor for a screenwriter in one of the stories. Um, yeah, it's all over the place and it's just chaos, but it works so well. It's great.
Okay. Well, I like the fact that you're open-minded anyway. I hear about people in Hollywood, they're like I find it funny. They had Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz do a movie called Sex Tape. And it was
Yes.
so terrible, and Cameron Diaz was like, she won't do nudity. Then why do the film? Because obviously a movie called Sex Tape, you're going to have it. I could see that same project being done in the 70s with Woody Allen and Diane Keaton and being funny, you
Yeah,
know.
with a bit more skin to show.
I'm not saying it necessarily has to have skin, but don't make it obvious you're trying to avoid it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like to me, if you can shoot around nudity.
yeah.
But if you're going to do a movie like Sex Tape, then I'd be like, well, you know what? If you're not willing to go along with this, we'll get somebody who will, you know? But it's like they were catering to celebrity, and well, the movie ended up bombing. So, but
Oh,
well, I keep thinking, in the 70s, Woody Allen and Diane Keaton, that would have been a project they would have just taken and went with, because I could,
I could really imagine them both doing that actually.
yep, absolutely. And you got Bloody Nun 2, The Curse. That's kind of like a take off the Nun Conjuring franchise, huh?
Very similarly, yeah, very loosely. That was I shot that from home actually during the pandemic. Just a short FaceTime with the lead in that, which was nice.
Introspectum Hotel.
Ah, motel.
Motel, that's right. Look at the poster on that. That's got some, looks like it's got some
Now, if you want to see some skin, watch that. That is not for under 18s. It's like it's more of like a thriller. Loose mystery, but very much thriller. In fact, I believe there's a main cast of 5, and I am the only one who actually keeps my clothes on.
there you go. I'm looking at some pictures. We've got some woman with a laptop here. Looks like she's in a tight spot. We got
Okay.
a scene at a bar here. Okay. I don't see. Okay. I gotta click this picture. Oh, okay. Your one picture. I'm seeing if they could find any. Okay. All right. I see one picture of you if your head turned.
Yep, I'm the receptionist of the motel.
Okay.
That was a fun shoot. That was a fun shoot. That was in Romania when we shot that, just before the pandemic, actually.
All right. This looks like it's gonna be something fun to shoot, or fun to watch. Okay.
Yeah. And do you know what's really cool as well, actually? It's been translated and voice dubbed into so many languages, but There's actually an upload of it on YouTube in Portuguese, and I think in 6 months we have just hit, I think, 1.5 million views, which is unreal.
Okay. All right. You love doing horror films, I take it, huh?
I love horror.
I
I
do
don't know
too.
what it is about it. If I mean, just a poster or a DVD cover, if it's got horror vibes to it, I will want to watch it. So,
Okay. Once a year on Blackpool Sands.
oh, that's probably my least horror film that I've ever
Okay.
done. Just a
Okay.
very small role.
Okay. Well, let's get into 2022 to the present, because I know when I interviewed you last year, you probably would have been doing some of these. So I'm going to look into some of these.
Yeah.
Chained.
Yes, that is shot, premiered, and that is released. That was also with Matt Shaw, who was the writer and director of Monster and Next Door. Um,
Do you
Chained
break
was
the
a tough
chains?
shoot. Say again?
Do you break the chains?
I can't tell you that, unfortunately.
I see the poster, the chains are broken. I'm like, Laura did that.
They are. Well, I mean, you might have to watch it to find out, but that was a really fun shoot. It was a bit like a full circle shoot as well. Because Monster being my first lead, being really nervous. There's a lot of things that I look back on at Monster with my acting, my performance, and I think to myself, oh my God, I would change everything about the way I would perform that role now. But then I come back and I get a second opportunity in Chained as a similar character, but victim, yes, in that way similar, but not really. And it was so enjoyable to basically do a full circle. And actually, I was very, um, again, I'm very proud of my performance in Chained. I feel looking back from Monster, comparing it to Chained, I feel as though I have grown as an actor, which is nice. And obviously with Matt's filming style, um, yeah, you can really sort of put the comparison side by side. So yeah, Chained is awesome. It's a really good film.
Talk about your role in the film. Tell me who you play and what she's all about.
Okay, so I play Linda, and when we first meet Linda, she is chained by the ankle to Matt Shaw's character.
Mhm.
Um, and I just go completely blank. I can't remember the name of his character. What the heck? I'll come back to it. And chained ankle to ankle. And she's trying to get away. She can't get away. It's a thick chain with a huge padlock. Um, and we get the sense that they knew each other before he kidnapped her and chained. And we actually have a flashback to a bar where they initially met, um, had a one night stand, um, and it's basically all gone downhill from there. But we don't really know what happened until 60% of the way through the movie. There is a pretty big twist, um, which is really nice. But I can't really say much more than that, or else I will give it away. And I have been known to slip in the past, so
Don't slip. So it's a one night stand, not a one night sit.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Chained, I actually looked up yesterday. So,
Okay.
yeah. You have Project Skyquake.
Yes, that is also shot, premiered, and released. That was a fan footage horror, thriller, mystery, sci-fi, all of the
Mm-hmm.
above. Filmed that in Hungary last year.
You filmed it
Um,
while you were hungry.
I was starving throughout the entire shoot. um, yeah, it was. Oh, I got to try some great Hungarian food. It was great. But yeah, that was a really fun shoot. You know, it's funny because we actually filmed it with a GoPro on a stick because obviously fan footage. Um, didn't have any lighting set up. We didn't have any special lenses, and the whole thing has just come out looking so gorgeous, so cinematic, but still true to a fan footage self recorded movie. Um, Extremely dialogue heavy,
Okay.
but it is important for the movie because it is based around two girls, Cassie, who's my character, and
Uh-huh.
Margot, played by Laura Saxon, who are best friends. Cassie is a journalist, and she's trying to figure out what these strange phenomena are going on in the sky, strange noises, strange lights. Um, she feels as though the government's lying to them. They're saying that it's the rock plates moving within the earth, the atmosphere, but she basically sets out on a mission with her best friend to find out what these noises are. Um, Obviously, she's done a lot of research. She goes to visit a few people, and it does take a bit of a sinister twist. But the ending is great.
Okay. Now, for me, found footage is a hit and miss.
Yes,
Remember
a lot
seeing,
of people have said this to me.
well,
Yeah.
here's my thing, I remember seeing what was that monster one that was shot in the city?
Not
Clover.
Cloverfield.
I remember seeing
I
that.
knew it.
I never saw the monster. They got to the point where that shaky camera, I had to go out in the lobby of the theater because I thought I was going to be
Yeah.
sick. And it's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't always happen that way. There are films, and I forget which one. What was it? Oh, there was one that I can't even remember the name of it. That was shot the same way, but it didn't affect me at all. And it was a comedy.
Okay.
Um, just a second. I know how to figure out how to find it though. So but I had
I I was the same with Cloverfield. I didn't see it in the movies, but I watched it online, and even just watching it on a small screen with headphones on, I was like, oof, no,
I know
bit
how
much.
to because I had Shelter Copy in it. So just a minute. Hardcore Henry. That was it. That was it. No, I did
Oh,
enjoy Hardcore Henry.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, that one was actually pretty freaking funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an action movie, but it's got Shartle Copley plays a character that seems to die a lot in the movie, but yet somehow kind of turns
Comes
up
back.
someone there to give some instructions, you know. And I got kind of you never do see Henry's face in the movie. You see his
Okay.
hands or whatnot, you see his reactions, but I actually didn't mind that one, and the soundtrack's good to it, but I get a kick out of it. But um, Cloverfield, I mean, a well done movie, yes. I never did see the
Yeah.
monster. I ended up, and I tried to go back in to pick up where it left off, but get the point, like, there's not enough Advil on me to get me through this movie. It's like, stop, you know?
Yeah.
Blair Witch Project, I got all the way through. I found the ending
Mm,
annoying. Constant shots of nothing but dark. It's like,
yeah.
okay, edit that out, you know? you know. But Blair Witch, I'll give credit, was a breakthrough movie.
It was the start of everything found
Yep.
footage, The Blair Witch.
Yep.
It really was.
But like as far as horror goes, uh I'm gonna watch pretty much anything over it. you know, but I'll give it a thumbs up. It was well made. I
Mhm.
can't say anything about the sequels, mind you. And those were found footage. But they have footage that should never have been.
Oh, no.
But nonetheless, so what's the found footage like for this film?
I mean, there's not that much of it that's very shaky at all. There aren't, I mean, off the top of my head, I think there's one, two, maybe two 360 shots. Um, it's not very jarring. It works together. Everything ties in together really nicely. Um, yeah, I mean, as far as the found footage goes, I think camera work done by myself
Mhm.
was, and Laura Saxon as well. Got to give her credit. I think the camera worked really, really well. Obviously, we rehearsed it quite a lot before we went into it. A lot of the dialogue um, before we got on set, the writer and director is Hungarian, so the English in the script was translated from Hungarian. So it didn't quite make sense, and in some parts it didn't quite sound as though it was being said by a native Brit or a native English speaker. So beforehand, me and Laura, we zoomed because she lives at the other end of England, and we basically combed through the entire script with the director's permission, of course, um, and we basically made made sense of everything. So when we got on set, um, we wouldn't have to sort of try and negotiate around, you know, sentences and paragraphs that didn't really make sense. But with it being so dialogue heavy, we were learning. Um, God, we must have started learning our dialogue about 3 months in advance. It doesn't sound like a long time, but we were, every day, every day. We both had. I mean, for me, I know I had a page and a half of A4, just a pure monologue, and that was to camera. Um, so, but it was great. It all makes sense, and she's telling a story. She's as a reporter, and she's reporting on a story, and there's some really awesome effects happening in the background. So, yeah.
Well, and I didn't see all of these because I understand they got dumber as they went on, but I did see the first two Paranormal Activity movies, which I didn't think they were
Ah,
great, but they were enjoyable. The first two
yeah.
I saw, they're not they might be B level, they're not A level, but they're B. They're certainly better
Mm,
than C level. I
yeah.
didn't see any after that, but I understand they just got way too ridiculous. But I saw the first two Paranormal Activity movies, and that found footage didn't bother me any. So I guess
No.
it depends on how they shoot it. But if they're going to shake the camera all around, I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
out. I'm out.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit
Yeah.
too much on the old eyes and the brain.
Well, like I said, when I have to go outside the theater and sit on a bench to,
Yeah.
like that was a bit much. It's like I didn't pay for this. I'm paying to be entertained, not throw up. But nonetheless, it's what I'm wondering if that was the night that I went into the. I don't know. There was one night I went into the washroom, and there was these boxers were in the toilet. I was like,
Oh, no. Oh,
did this person see Cloverfield? Did this
oh,
person
that's
come from
terrible.
both ends?
Oh, no.
I don't envy the person that's gonna. Oh
Oh,
boy. Well, whatever. Maybe the toilet swallowed him. Maybe there's a horror film right there. Attack
man.
the Killer
Toilet,
Kid.
toilet sucked him in.
Oh boy. So here we are, 2023. And I know that looking at your IMDb, I know you've got Vice Squad New York City here.
Yes.
You got listed there for 11 episodes. I don't
Mhm.
watch TV here, so I can't uh I have no sense of reference on what's going on with this, but I know you have that coming on. You play Silver
I do.
Marshall. That's a cool name.
It is a
But
really cool name, isn't it?
yeah, there you go. But what else do you have coming up for 2023 that at least you can
Well,
touch upon?
yeah. So, I mean, there's a few projects that I'm still waiting for dates, and obviously um, pre-production. They may happen this year, they may happen next year, but the projects that are definitely going to be happening this year, with Child, which is one that I've been promoting really quite heavily.
Okay.
Um, that's filming in Chicago in May.
With child
Chicago and
now, is
Missouri.
that with an actual kid or with a guy that just hasn't matured?
It's gonna be we're gonna have a toddler.
So is that an
Um,
actual toddler or a guy that just has no, just
an
kidding.
actual toddler.
Don't you love doing interviews with me?
No, it's gonna be an actual toddler.
Hmm.
Which is gonna be really fun. There's gonna be a few kids in it as well, which is nice. I always love working with kids. Um, so that one's gonna be fun. I
I've got
have
a question. To see,
go on.
I don't like kids at all, I
Oh,
never wanted kids in my life, never wanted kids. I do well to take care of a cat. I kids are a responsibility I just don't want. I admire people who can
yeah,
do it. I got a cat that's
that's
good for
enough.
me. But so I would never take a if I was an actor, I'd never take a role where I had to work with kids. And
Oh,
I often and sometimes these can be funny or they can be gross, these diaper changing scenes that they have in there. And
oh dear.
yeah, yeah. So some of those can be funny and some of them could be downright disgusting. And I remember the
Yeah.
movie The Change Up there had a scene that I was like, are you kidding me? They actually showed this. That
Really?
was disgusting. Yeah. Where a kid shit blows out of this kid's asshole at Jason Bateman, and I'm like, okay, that was something I don't need to see, you know, you know.
I love Jason Bateman. I bet that was so funny.
Yeah. So hopefully you avoid those kind of scenes.
Yeah, just uh, from memory, I don't think there's any diaper changing scenes in there, so I'm good. But I will keep that in mind.
Well, it's not that the diaper changing's bad, just the shit humor that I have a little bit of an issue with, you know. Like watching I remember, for example, Diane Keaton and Baby Boone using what was it, a staple gun or something to try to keep that thing on the kid.
Oh, I've not seen that.
Yeah, where she takes it instead of snapping the tape together, she's like
Oh my god, that's funny.
she doesn't do it stapled to the kid, she just staples it together. And I'm like, okay, that's funny. But when you yeah, I could do without shit humor in scenes like that. So there you go.
That's funny.
So so is this supposed to, with child, what kind of movie is it gonna be? Is it gonna be horror film?
Of course. You should
So
have
is
guessed by now. Always horror.
the toddler gonna be like a little demon kid like Damien and the Omen?
I can't say anything about that right now, but it's definitely not a Damien.
'Cause I gotta say, if it was Damien, you got definitely gotta have a diaper changing scene in it.
No, it's definitely not a Damien. I mean, the impression of the movie is that we've got a devil baby, but there is way more to it we have flashbacks, we have flash forwards, we have everything.
Does he come with horns and a fork or a little pointy tail?
I know some of the concept art has portrayed him like that. Yeah.
Now, does the fork come with them, or is that something you guys have to go to the baby store to get?
No, we actually just went to Walmart. Just got a little plastic one. No, the budget doesn't go to the silver one now. It's just plastic for the minute.
Okay, what else do you have coming up besides with child?
So the only
By
other
the way,
one that
we want to see you potty train Damien.
I oh my
Yeah.
God.
I'm trying to think of ways we could, if it's going to be a devil child, we're going to combine the Omen with I don't know, 3 Men and a Baby. Only it's you and
Oh God.
whatever else you're with. Yeah, we're going to make a combination. Maybe throw a little Baby's Day Out in there for good measure.
Oh my God.
There you go. See, if the director sees this, he's like, "Damn it, we got to do a rewrite."
We're gonna go to the park, we're gonna get ice cream.
There you go. There you go. And he gets the ice cream because he's a devil kid. It melts.
I was just about to say that. It's gonna melt all down. Oh man.
Okay,
Yeah,
what else
that's
do you
funny.
have?
Coming up we have all the Vice Squads, which you can see on my IMDb.
Talk
Um,
about your
the-
role in that.
so Inspector Silver Marshall.
Mhm.
I haven't really been told very much about my role.
Okay.
But I do know that especially in the LA Vice Squad, I'm one of the major roles. I have a large storyline in there, and then in the NYC and the UK one, Silver Marshall crosses over into those. Sort of guest star, um, or sort of recurring. Um, but I do know that Vice Squad is working with an organization, child sex trafficking, international drugs and money laundering, and that is what they're trying to highlight. So yeah, they're working for a really good cause, and they're bringing it to the TV screen. So yeah, hopefully at some point this year we're going to get the cameras rolling, and yeah.
What's it like for you to have to go back and forth from UK to the US to do filming? Because that's going to be pricey, is it not? Like, how do you go about that?
Well, I mean, firstly, the jet lag sucks.
That
um, Usually on the way back though, because by the time I'm going out there, I'm more excited. So it doesn't really hit me. It's only when I get back.
jet hands is bad too.
The what?
Jet arms is bad too, not just
Oh,
jet hands.
stop. Oh, yeah, I mean, I would fly out there every month, every couple of weeks because I love being in the States. Um, the priciness of it, I mean, when I audition for a project and when I start talking with director or producer, um, obviously they put it into their budget to provide expenses, transport,
Okay.
accommodation, obviously, because I don't have a rental property or anything like that over there.
Mhm.
Which is it's always worked out in the past. The movies that I've worked on, they've had Airbnbs for the cast, which have all stayed in. It's been great. Ground transportation's been sorted. And I mean, actually, flights from the UK now, um, it's you can get a flight cheaper, a return flight from the UK to say, I don't know, Chicago, than if you were driving from Vegas to Chicago, like significantly cheaper. So in that respect, the expenses aren't really that much. I know obviously because the price of gas is going up as well. Um, It's
Well, I
not.
charge people a lot for my gas,
Mm,
but they don't like the repercussions of it. Took that one a moment
wow.
for that to sink in for you, didn't it?
Wow. Yep, you went there.
Well, don't you love it? You get come on here and you never know what you're going to get.
I really tried hard to say gas as well because in England we say petrol, and I was like, I
Petrol.
can't say petrol. You guys say gas, so I was like, okay, gas, and then you come out with that. God.
I should start charging for mine because there's some nights I go out there. I'm like, come on, folks, I'm not giving freebies anymore.
There are people who do that.
Oh, I see some of the videos online. They have these little
Yeah,
sound things. Yeah.
yeah, terrible.
I love making you laugh. I'm glad you can go along with it because not everybody grasps my sense of humor. But
Oh,
yeah. But nonetheless, what other films you have coming up that you can touch upon?
I'd probably say the only other one that I can really touch on is with Matt Shaw again. This time it's in a smaller role because I am supposed to be doing a lot more traveling this year. Um, and commitment wise, we could only really do a couple of days. Um,
Listen,
so that's called The Unquiet House. That's based on one of his novels. It's currently being written, but it is more of a ghost story than a horror slasher. Um, yeah, that's filming, I believe, mid this year. Oh, also another one that I can talk about. I just remembered. Filming in Hungary again with the same director as Project Skyquake. The Stranger in the Woods. Um, Back out to Hungary, this time filming with Bill Oberts Jr., which is going to be great because he's going to be flying in for that. So yeah, another found footage. Not quite sci-fi this time. A little bit of a creature thing going on. Definitely won't be Cloverfield. Don't worry.
I hope
I class myself as an expert with a handheld camera now.
there you go. There you go. Well,
So
you know
yeah.
what, Laura, I'm glad to have had you come back on here today. It's
Oh, thank you for having me
wonderful.
back. It's a
Yeah.
lovely surprise.
Well, in fact, I'll have you back on next year, maybe around the same time, and get some more.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll have you
we'll have to
keep
make it
coming
a
on.
yearly thing. And as the years
I
go
have
on, you'll see more and more wrinkles.
What do you mean wrinkles?
Oh, they're terrible. Got crow's feet. I did my makeup really good today, though, so you probably can't see them.
To me, you look very lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Now, me, on the other hand,
I was actually about to pay you a compliment to say you look really, really cool
you know something.
with this shimmer shiny.
I just got that. Like I
Shimmer.
said, I work at the hospital, and we have
Mm,
we have a couple of guys there that wear these, and I was like, that looks kind of cool. And I asked
yeah.
somebody about it and where you get them, and we have one of the doctors in the ER that has one that's got like Star Wars and Hello
Oh,
Kitty,
nice.
Muppets, and I'm like, where do you get that? You know, because I've got some COVID masks. I got one that's got the Blues Brothers on it, one that's got the Big Lebowski, one with the poster from the original Halloween on it,
Oh,
and
sweet.
yeah, and it's like that was kind of made wearing a mask more fun. And I thought, yeah, I found these ones on there. I got two in the package, and they're both different color shimmers, but they're both shimmers. And I was like, I'm gonna wear something like this, and I thought it'd be fun. I do housekeeping at the hospital. I've almost got a year in, and eventually I would like to move to Toronto, and work at a hospital there, and because I love Toronto. A lot of people think I'm nuts for wanting to move there, but I love Toronto, and they got a lot more choices for hospitals.
Yeah.
I'm a big one for overnights, so I can plan these. But um, but anyway, I try to work around that as best I can. But I love Toronto, but I don't want to leave there for yet. One, I want to save up more money, and two, get more training. And I'm not one to just leave a job so soon, you know.
Yeah.
I got some really good coworkers that I'm very fond of right now, you know. So I don't want to just leave them right now. And I've had a couple of them tell me they're not looking forward to seeing me leave. So um,
Oh.
I'm one of these people that always picks up the phone, and usually, unless I have an interview, I usually will accept a shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you
Yeah.
know, I try to
And
be
you
there for,
enjoy your work though as well.
well, yes, to a certain extent, you know, there are people there that create drama that you can't control.
Mm,
You know, I'm dealing with a situation like that there now
mm.
because you know my sense of humor comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, I I have situation right now. Well, tomorrow I got to go in with a union rep because some
Oh
nurse in the
God.
ER decided to take something I said, and I have no idea what it was. So I'm going in here completely befuddled about what it is. But I had a few of my coworkers that really love working with me, recommend a good union rep, and I got total faith in this person. But
Oh
with
man.
the Me Too movement and woke and all that shit going on, it's like I'm
Mm,
getting tired of having to walk on eggshells every time I have a conversation, or if
yeah.
there's people around me that hear something, you know. The only thing I can think of with the ER thing is I had a security guard one night ask me about my podcast, and he asked me about if I interviewed any well-known people. And one of the names I brought up was Ralph Bakshi, who was a guy I've interviewed him twice, and he's the director of Fritz the Cat and Heavy Metal or Heavy Traffic, excuse me, and movies like that, and Cool World.
Mm,
Fritz the Cat was the first X-rated animation, full
right.
length. I've got Fritz the cat here, and I made a joke that I watched this with Skittles, my cat. I said it's a good education for him. And you know, and one of the nurses
Oh,
get in on that, and we were joking about it and laughing about it. And I said to her, I said, "You gonna watch this with your cat?" And she said, "Absolutely not." Now she has a good sense of humor about it, but I'm wondering if somebody, one of these really snitty ones, overheard that and
yeah.
take it in another direction. That's the only thing I could think of,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
think, a lot of the time as well, I don't know if it's just working in horror, but there's a lot of profanity on set. Swearing,
Mhm.
a lot of sort of X-rated, tongue-in-cheek conversations. Like specifically the "Hey, that's what she said," the typical kind of stuff. But in day-to-day life, that's not normally the kind of language or jokes that you would use. And I've really noticed that because I was for about, I don't know, for like a year or two, I wasn't working. I was just doing movies before the pandemic. And
Mhm.
when I actually started working with normal people, I
Mhm.
kind of I had to tone myself down because I was like, oh, okay, so I haven't really been living in the real world. I've been living in like this movie bubble. And I think sometimes it's really hard, especially for you, because I mean, you're so used to speaking with, celebrities, actors, having really sort of candid conversations with them, getting a hold of their sense of humor. And then, the hospital is very much a real world, and I think, I don't know, people's sense of humor are a lot different working, in particularly in horror, yeah, okay, but in the movie industry as a general. Um, so I'm hoping that maybe when you go in tomorrow, you could just explain that along with your union rep and, you know,
Yeah, well, I got a lot of coworkers that have my back on this, you know,
yeah,
because there's a lot of people that like working because, you know, when somebody's in a tough bind and they need somebody to help them, I'm often one of these because I get that from my dad. My dad always did that, you know.
yeah,
but I'm not going to censor, and I don't mean profanity,
Yeah.
or sex talk or something like that. I'm just talking with, especially when I use my puns.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've gotten, and I don't mean just at the hospital, but anywhere, I would get in trouble because somebody misunderstood something I said. But rather than come to me, they go to somebody else. That's what pisses me
Yeah.
off, you
Yeah.
know? So I got a good union rep, and I have total faith that she's going to bulldoze them tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'll have everything crossed for you. I'm sure it'll go absolutely fine.
Yeah. Well, I've got two supervisors that love me, and because they know that when they call me, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yep. So um I love a lot of them, and it's unfortunate you got a few bad apples here and there that's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure where you work at the hospital, you know the situation.
Yes,
What do
definitely.
you do at the hospital?
I work with elderly and dementia, doing sort of the personal care.
Okay. Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
section like that in the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I really enjoy it. It's two ends of the sort of lifespan circle. I started off when I was about 14 working with kids, which is
Hmm.
why I love working with kids so much. I think I'm still kind of like a kid myself, to be honest, mentally anyway. Um, and I've been working with kids right up until, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and then I just complete switch working with elderly dementia, the umbrella of dementia anyway, mainly Alzheimer's, Lewy body dementia, um, and it's lovely. I really really enjoy it. Dare I say more than I did when I was working with the children, but no.
Funny because you in the UK, we lost Terry Jones to dementia. I believe that's what
Oh,
we
okay.
lost him to. He was one of the Monty Python folks.
Oh, of course, yes. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't think of that then.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was the one in Drag in Life of Brian.
yeah, yes,
He was
yeah.
so convincing playing Brian's mother. But
Oh man.
yeah, so yeah, but nonetheless, it was great to have you come on here today, and yeah, I'll have you on next year, no problem. I would be delighted,
Yes,
you know. Yeah, in fact, I should reach out to some other people that's been in some of your movies, maybe give them a little more highlight, and
yes, do it.
yeah, I think that would be fun. And I've had you on here. Why not give them a little highlight and see if I can get some of these on Blu-ray online? Because like I said, I'm a social media guy, you know?
Mhm.
Yep, yep. And I look forward to your cameo, you know.
Yes, I'm gonna get straight on with that when we come off here.
Yeah.
I'm
What
looking
kind of
forward to it.
pie? What kind of pie you have? Straight whipped cream?
Um, do you know what? There is whipped cream.
Hmm.
My mom has actually just come in downstairs, and I asked her to pick me one up. So I said, I have the whipped cream downstairs, so I'm gonna leave it up to you. So knowing her, she's probably got the gooeyest, stickiest cake or pie. I don't know.
I
I'm
dare you
looking
to
forward
do
to
it.
doing it though.
I dare you to do it like in the comedies and just load that thing up there.
It's done. It's already done. You put it in my head now. I'm doing it. It's going right on.
You know who you're going to nominate?
um, One of them, I'm going to nominate Kelly Tappan, who was the lead in Vengeance
Okay.
and Blood and Vengeance too. Actually,
Okay.
I haven't spoken with Kelly in a long time, and she's going to find this hilarious. That she is going
Good.
to have to put a pie in her face. Um,
Good.
uh, I'm still thinking about the other ones.
We'll
So
definitely
yeah,
nominate her if she'll find it hilarious.
yes, yeah,
Yeah. Nope. Nope. Give that some thought. That'll be great. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I got uh, a playlist on YouTube for the Doubtfire challenges too. I'm also
nice.
now on Spotify. So I'm starting to put
Okay.
these. Yeah, I just started this year. Um, I'm going back to 2015 when I started with this, and one interview a day goes up. So this won't be up on Spotify for a while, probably not till next year, but it'll
That's
be on
fine.
YouTube before that, and it'll be
Hmm.
unlisted for a while. But when I give you the link, you can post it whenever you want to, wherever. That's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't post things right away because I always was told it's good in case you need something for a rainy day, and COVID turned
Yes,
out to be
definitely.
yeah. But
Definitely.
definitely go check out more of your films, and looking forward to seeing your cameo. That will be absolutely fun and delightful. And
Yes.
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Oh,
Anyway,
Brill.
before I let you go, please do a plug for my show.
Say again, sorry?
Please do a plug for my show before we let you go.
Your show?
Yeah, just state your
Okay.
name. Just state your name and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Python's Paradise. Okay. Hi, my name is Laura Ellen Wilson, and you are listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Absolutely. And we will have Laura Ellen Wilson back next year. We absolutely love her, but we need to help her figure out how to survive these movies. We do.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. We need to help her figure out how to survive because she looks very badass, especially when she's got her black leather jacket on. She looks like she could just take it. Yep. We need to get her to survive, you know. No more laying down just taking the death scenes. You gotta start, you gotta be the final girl. You
I'm
look
working
like a
on it.
final girl.
I'm working on it. I swear.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Laura. It was a pleasure talking to you today.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. God bless you, and you have yourself a wonderful day, and good luck at the hospital as well. I'm glad we got that in common.
Thank you. Likewise. Take it easy.
Absolutely. Bye bye.